1963 by Tan's Brothers. It based off operation at Sungai Petani Kedah under the name of Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House. Their main business include the manufacturing and distribution of cakes, various breads, pastries, and other foodstuff which maintains till today. Ferry Hot Bread and Cake has many branches located in North Malaysia, 3 located at Sungai Petani, which is Ibrahim, Taman Petani Jaya, and the last one is Jalan Legenda Hike. This one is under the name of Ferry Pastry Penang. 2 latest retail outlets was set up at Complex Chalons and Pekan Chalons Kedah under the name of Ferry Pastry and Cakes. The purpose of this study was to understand the demand and the supply factor affecting business activities. Furthermore, to identify and analysis of demand determinants such as incomes, price, change in resistance, and technologies. And lastly, to understand how supply and demands are relationship between the price of a product and the quantity of the same product.
For methodology, one of the most important tools for the researcher is the survey. It will focus on all aspects of the survey, especially about the design of the survey, create the data, including the analysis of the data, and it will result in the results. And we as a researcher, firstly, we will provide a survey about the demand and supply of various bakery. Second, we will collecting the data from the participant answer from that survey, and lastly, we will reporting the result to make a conclusion about the demand and supply of various bakery.
Demand is the willingness and ability of buyers to purchase different quantities of goods at different prices during specific time period. During the visit in Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House, we had observed a few economic concepts that were related to Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House. First and foremost, we observed that the factors that affect the demand influence Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House in many ways. The price of the substitutes Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House affect the demand for Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House. Based on our observation during the visit to Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House in Chalon, we compared the prices of Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House and their substitute. One of their substitute secret recipe sells at RM9.80 per pieces, whereas the cake that Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House sells only costs RM7.50 per pieces. Hence, the demand for Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House rises with the existence of secret recipe and other substitutes. Besides that, the level of income of consumers also affect the demand for Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House. This is due to the affordability of consumers. Customers with higher income are much more able to spend in Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House because food in Ferry Hot Bread and Cake are slightly cheap compared to other cafe or restaurant. Moreover, the demand for Ferry Hot Bread and Cake House also influenced by the quality of the food and the serve. The demand for Ferry Hot Bread and Cake rises as the taste of the food served is much more goreng.
Based on our questionnaire to the various worker, we can conclude that there are 2 factors that can affect the supply curve. Supply is the willingness and ability of sellers that produce and offer to sell at different quantities of good at different prices during specific period. Okay. The first factor that can affect the supply curve is the number of sellers. Based on our questionnaire, the ferry workers said that there are many competitors that also produce and sell the same product with them. A change in the number of sellers can also change the quantity available at each prices and also can change the supply curve. And increase the number of sellers can increase the number of supply of goods. So the supply of curve can shift to the right side. The second factor that can affect the supply curve is the taxes. The biggest issues for running ferries business is high tax. The taxes increase the cost for suppliers. Some taxes increase per unit costs. So the quantity of supply also reduce. So the supply curve shift to the right side. Our group has been focused about demand and supply of ferry factory. Firstly, demand is the willingness and ability to buy with different quantities at the different prices for a specific time period. There are two factors that shift demand curve, which is income and the number of substitutes. Secondly, supply is the willingness and ability to produce with a different quantity at a different price for a specific time period. There are two factors that cause the shift of supply curve, which is the tax and the number of sellers. I and my group hopes that with this assignment, we can understand more about demand and supply, and through this assignment, we can know more about the demand and supply of ferry factory. That's all from my group. Thank you.